sometimes the stock will get absolutely hammered on virtually no news whatsoever, particularly when we're talking about smaller capitalization companies. Just look at Avid Technology, which makes much of the hardware and software that's used to power the media and entertainment industries. A number of Avid's digital tools are used in sports and news production, things like embedding graphics, integrating social media, and even control over the video walls like you see in the main CNBC newsroom. We're a big user of Avid software here at CNBC. Now, this stock's been on a real roller coaster ride. In 2015, Avid shares were cut nearly in half after the company failed to meet some ambitious forecasts that it laid out earlier in the year. But in 2016, things turned around. And after the company reported a very strong quarter at the beginning of August, the stock surged to $9 and change, to the point where it was up roughly 35% for the year. Since then, though, Avid stock has swooned again. It's actually given up all of its gains for the year, even though nothing's much, I think, has changed, except that they realized a major contract in the third quarter, with the company providing a great deal of the technology behind NBC's Rio Olympics broadcast. So let's take a closer look with Luis Hernandez Jr. He's the chairman and CEO of Avid Technology, to find out more about how his company's doing, where it's headed. Mr. Hernandez, welcome to Mad Money. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Have a seat.
Thanks.
All right. We don't usually talk about real small cap stocks, but it seems like that Avid is doing a lot of things right, and this is the first time you've been on. I just want you to explain to people that we've all seen Avid's work. We just didn't know it was Avid.
That's right. Avid's behind some of the largest media companies, the major motion films, you know, every Grammy Award-winning artist on the music side, sports, gaming. It's really a huge, influential player in over 140 countries all around the world. Now,
to be an Avid editor, or a cameraman, our actual handheld cameraman that we're watching is an Avid editor, what does that take?
Well, it's interesting because, you know, on the creative side, how Avid began with the editor, like your cameraman, by the way, who will earn an average of 44% higher than any other editor over their lifetime, so he'll be buying dinner next time. The heritage side, both on the editor and the mixer, is what our heritage products.
Okay.
The issue with these people, though, and that side of the workflow, is most of the business dynamics of the business of media have moved away from the editor and the mixer, and has to include the entire workflow in order to make money in media. So what Avid has had to do was build on its heritage products so that it can participate in the rest of the workflow, and that's what Avid has becoming now.
Well, I mean, I see the company versus, you know, there was the spike in the stock in the 1990s, and there was another spike in 2000, but that was when it was a hardware company. I see you more software and service than ever before.
That's right. You probably know I'm a software person. My last couple of companies, starting when I was in media, when the street.com, during the dot-com era was there. I was there too. Yep. And we were converting media files to the internet and other content to the internet back then with a different company. But yeah, the issue today is everything about the media industry is changing. The digitization, the connection between your story and your consumer can now be entirely digital, and it's disrupting everything economically and the workflow and the technologies they use. So what Avid is doing is finding a way to participate in the rest. And these transformations are never that easy. That's why both the volatility of the stock and also our own performance as we step through this transition. As you've seen the last couple of quarters, we really seem to be surging in a couple of key areas, namely cloud subscriptions, large enterprise-wide deployments, access to the Tier 3 market. These are the areas that we're really trying to build on.
The company had been delisted at one point. That's now all behind you, right? The issues that were involved in that?
That's right. Shortly after I came on, you know, we went through a full assessment, created this transformation strategy that we said would be over in the second quarter of 17. Of course, one of the gifts I got shortly after being there was discovering that we had to restate 9 years worth of financials.
I'm very surprised it had nothing to do with you. I really wanted people to know that.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, be that as it may, what it did allow us to do was accelerate some of the investments we were making during the time period where we had to go back and restate. So about 18 months or so, we got delisted, we had to get relisted. And as we came back as a public company, we were kind of halfway into this major transformation. Hard for, in a public setting, for investors to follow all the moving parts. Those moving parts are starting to diminish. We've said the end of this transformation is 17, mid-year. You're starting to see with every given quarter real progress. You've seen platform sales up, last reported quarter up 47%. Nice. You've seen 4 times growth on our cloud-based subscriptions and more to come. So we're excited about the positioning. Investors have been patient. And when you go through these transformations as a public company, as you know, very hard to predict any quarter to quarter.
Now, if I watch the Rio Olympics on NBC, where would I, if you just had to tell me where would I have seen Avid's work, where would it be?
I'll tell you what, I was at the Olympics with Dave Mazza from NBC, incredible guy and team. They did an unbelievable job. I'll tell you, first, number one, it's so inspiring. But if you think about what Avid does, we do everything from creating the asset, the story, editing, mixing, storing, archiving, playout, social media distribution, the whole thing. We do graphics, we do sports enhancements, we do augmented reality, virtual reality. Of the 25 broadcasters there at the IBC, everybody used Avid.
Everybody.
Everybody. And the most incredible thing, from the 6 guys that from the Cuban delegation to the largest, which was NBC, right, the most impressive. And I'll tell you, NBC marks the state of the industry. You see, they reduced their staff on the heritage broadcast side because they knew the ad yield revenue rates are coming down. They invested heavily on their digital side, 100 million unique viewers, and all the graphics and sports enhancements really saw the Xfinity subscribers go up. Right. So NBC, I think, did exactly what the industry is trying to do. How do you make this transition economically?
All right. Well, look, you've certainly pulled it off. I want everyone to know that this is a new Avid, so to speak, and that's Luis Hernandez Jr., the chairman and CEO of Avid Technology, small cap stock. You have to do a lot of homework. Stick with Cramer. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.